Welcome back, brothers. We're playing Buried. I got Jared, the main man, and Arch, the squeeze from downtown.
Hey. Alright, anyway, hey,
Some
I
shit went
like
down.
the cut of your jib, brother. Some shit went down, it's probably nothing. We're playing Buried, it's an interactive story, and your mama...
Huh?
Yeah? Go on.
I'm tired. Yeah, listen.
Look, I'm tired.
I haven't eaten yet. I was thinking about it, but we had to do shit, and so I was like, I'll eat afterwards. And you know what? I don't have any glucose in my brain right now, so not firing off on every cylinder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you a hungry boy.
I'm a hungry boy.
Let's be realistic, I tell myself. I might as well try to be empathetic. Out here in the middle of these woods, the ring could be anything. Maybe a car alarm from through the woods or something. Still, even my passive comment seems to have reassured Dennis. He looks a bit calmer, more relaxed. We both start moving forward and don't say another word. Did you try to call Frank? Dennis asks. I know he had his cell on him today. Not yet. Luckily, I still have some battery left. I pull out my cell and call Frank, happy I didn't make that call to Dennis earlier. It rings, but he doesn't pick up. But then I hear his phone go off, behind the stack of logs. Dennis and I give each other a look. As the phone goes to voicemail, I hang up, and we walk behind the logs to find Frank's phone on the ground, abandoned. We look around for Frank, but find nothing, not a single trace. It's then that I notice something really odd. A 10-foot wide hole in the ground, right near where the phone was. But there's no stray piles of removed dirt or rocks. It's clean, smoothly dug, cutting into the earth. Wide, but only a few feet deep. It looks unnatural, like the ground was just deleted. No shovels or diggers used. Dennis walks over to it. This looks like the same kind of hole where I saw that light come from the ground, he muses to himself. I say nothing. My mind is spinning, but I don't know what to think. We need to get out of here, Dennis mutters. At that moment, that ringing noise carries through the forest again, sending a shiver down my spine. Dennis is right. There's something strange going on and we might not be safe here. But that ringing sound could be a clue to where the rest of the crew went.
Ooh, boy.
This is probably an important one.
Yeah, this might be an important guy.
But here's the thing. I feel like one of these choices progresses the story, like, in an interesting direction, and one might just end the game.
Maybe. But maybe the interesting choice kills you. You never know, you know?
It's true.
We'll never know until you decide.
So at the moment the ring carries through the forest again, it says it's coming from the forest, not from the hole.
Yes.
So I feel like...
What should you do? Shall you penetrate further, or peel back the foreskin and see your destiny?
Well, here's the problem I'm running into. I don't know if the
really
agreed
nothing.
let's get away from here is them going into the hole, or if that's them leaving the forest.
I think that's them leaving site. Like, they would be them leaving the work site.
Like, they straight up just fuck off.
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna say no, let's check out that sound.
Hoorah! Go get him, Tiger. Find that noise.
Something's not right, I'd say. If there's a mechanical noise like that, you think someone is out there here? He asks. Maybe. I think we should at least check it out. They might be able to help. Yeah, you go right ahead, he says with a grin. I'll be here waiting for you. Better hurry, though. Dennis doesn't look like he's in the best shape to be trouncing around the forest, but we need some answers right away, too. Hell no, brother. You're coming with me in these woods. I ain't leaving no man behind.
No brother left behind.
Brother!
It's like the
You turn
rapture.
into a
No brother
fucking
left behind.
Space Marine.
Yeah.
Brother, come with us.
Brother, don't stay in this chaos. No.
For the
You're
Emperor.
coming with me. Yeah, you're coming with me. For the Emperor! Then I thunder shart. Anyway, bend over and hoist him up against my shoulder. He resists just barely and then gives in. He looks at me like he's terrified of me now, making a moan in his throat. I pick him up. We start moving through the woods quickly with no idea where the rest of the crew is. I worry they could be in danger. Every tree out here looks exactly the same. I grew up in the country and can find my way around the forest without much of a problem. I'm feeling dizzy. I'm leaning against a tree when I see something that has no business being out here. Dennis Rodman. Our logging crew has been out here for 3 weeks and I've never seen it before.
What is it?
Ooh.
It's a tree that looks like George Floyd.
What, just his ass
Is it-
cheeks?
Yeah, just his ass cheeks.
It's
Is that a hobbit hole? What the
It kind
fuck
of
is
looks like
that?
one, like with a regular door.
Yeah.
It's a small building, sort of like a mixture of a shack and a bunker. It looks to be made of concrete, but moss, weeds, and plain old erosion also make it look sort of mystical. It looks like
Yeah, a
something.
hobbit hole.
A hobbit hole. Frodo Baggins. It looks like something out of a demented version of a medieval fantasy movie. Fucking Frodo Baggins.
Yeah, Frobo. Kinda. Frobo.
What the hell is this? Dennis asks.
It's a hobbit hole.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Digger, do you think I know? It said diggers earlier and I had that joke in my head.
Yeah. You purchased this land, right, boss? Dennis asked. Didn't you survey it? I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to Dennis. He's not Macho Man anymore. Now he's
Macho Man got a little bit older, it sounds like.
yeah. I certainly did. I say, getting a little defensive, but this wasn't here. Do you think the others maybe went in here? He asked nervously. Why would they do that? I asked. I don't know. But I don't
Bless
know,
you,
but
my
bless you,
child.
brother. I don't know, but they aren't out here.
Dennis, quick! There's a hobbit sneezing in the hole!
Get them! If they aren't inside, they're probably dead, like Tony. He looks at the ground as
No.
he says this.
Obi.
I want to go inside, not just to find my crew, but also to appease my curiosity. That ringing noise is coming from inside. But something about this place seems incredibly strange, especially located all by itself out here. It simply does not belong. I wonder, do we knock or just go in? Dennis asked. I can tell that he's trying to make a joke, but it falls flat. I'm starting to think his humor has been specking for his fear. We both look ahead, take a moment to realize what we were about to do, and start forward. We get no more than 3 feet closer when Dennis wobbles. Freaking reach out and steady him. What? You help this
Yeah.
man.
Let him fall to the ground.
Yeah, just like you let him fall. You okay,
Fucking
Dennis?
idiot.
Yeah, you okay, brother? Yeah, how you doing down there? I've fallen, brother. Help me
Yeah,
up.
what do I look like, Hulk Hogan? Freaking, ooh, brother, you gotta stand on your own 2 feet.
You don't let down the Hulkster. You gotta get up and fight for your own self.
Yeah,
He's
won't
like,
you
I
fight
have
for
a
your
giant
life?
hole in my side.
Yeah, if you can't stand on your own, brother, I'm gonna have to dig you a grave.
Hulk, there's already a hole back there. I would have just stayed the fuck there.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, Hulk, you bit of an asshole. Alright, anyways.
Yeah, Hulk, the Hulkster's being a bit of a prick. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm about to fuck him up if he says one more goddamn ignorant thing to me. Oh, yeah, like the interview just gets real, and he's like, "I'm tired of this shithead motherfucker in the locker room every day with him." I reach out quickly, straining my injured knee. I barely make it in time, grabbing him under his arms and keeping him from hitting the ground. Ooh, that's the thing though. I didn't think about that.
Ooh,
Because like, I forgot about the injured
we
knee.
forgot about the
so
knee.
like, ooh. I'm okay, he said. Just Can you help me walk for a little while? Just help me inside, please, oh yeah. I couldn't deny him his request. I've never seen him this week, and it's a little uncomfortable to see. It makes me glad I decided to keep him with me. I helped Dennis into the weird little building. The front door opens easily, even though there's clearly a lock on it. Maybe the lock wasn't supposed to keep someone in. It's hard to tell. Still hear that ringing noise. It's definitely coming from in here. Stretching out in front of me is a small interior to match the outside. The building is totally empty. There's a concrete floor and dingy, featureless walls. There are no windows, giving the place an even more isolated feel. Still, we hear the ringing noise coming from somewhere in here. It's louder now, more prominent. The interior seems confined at first, but a small set of concrete steps lead about 5 feet down, revealing a corridor.
Oh.
Oh.
This is giving me some liminal spaces feelings, and it's making me
Yes.
It's a mess. Yeah.
I hate... Alright, I had a misunderstanding of what liminal spaces were. I have a weird relationship with the concept of liminal spaces. Here's why. Because my original idea of liminal spaces was like just different from what it actually was. And then when I found out what they actually were, I was like, oh, that's disappointing. I thought they were better than that. So now every time I hear somebody say liminal spaces, I'm just like, eh.
It's I guess it's just more of a thing of like finding the creepiness in the liminal space, because liminal spaces aren't in themselves inherently creepy. It's just kind of unsettling.
Because maybe I just don't know the real name of the thing I'm thinking of, because what I thought liminal spaces were places where like abstract normality was present compared to like what should be. So an example of that, I know that sounds fucking dumb, but an example of that would be like you go into a movie theater, time goes by, you come back out, and it's just dark in the parking lot, it's empty, and it's like, oh, like that one's a little interesting and like a different, like a complex kind of identity of like what I thought it was, because like that's more about like things were different and like there's a permanence, like objective permanence to that, but like it's just, oh, I didn't expect it to be like this. That's a, it's that's where the creep factor or like the unsettling factor comes in. I guess a better, simpler example would be like if you go to a school at night and no one's there, and the vibe, as the kids say, is totally different because it is not indicative to what a normal school setting would be. That's what I thought liminal spaces were, like just abstract normality of what. Well, I'm told that what I found out what liminal spaces were just like quote unquote physical portals or passages between like spaces that just seemed creepy. So like basically just creepy hallways and like, like you're in the back rooms and it's
creepy
like,
hallways,
oh, this looks weird,
creepy places. It's kind of a combination of the two, honestly. Because like, if you were to go to like a school like in the middle of the week and there's nobody there, like during like school hours, that's kind of like a liminal space because it's normally filled with people or kids at that certain time when you're there, and it's completely empty, so it's kind of just like eerie and weird.
So like from what I remember, because my brain don't work so good, so I remember obscure things like this pretty well. The definition of liminal space, from what I remember, is literally like the example you gave, Arch, like almost verbatim, where it's like schools are a place of like hope and like joy and kids being kids during the day, but like that's why if you go to like an abandoned school or like even a normal school at nighttime and like you look down the hallways and stuff, it's kind of creepy. Not so much because the building looks creepy, but because you know what it should be and it's not, and that's what makes it like creepy. I think it's one of those things that has just been misnomered by people that like couldn't, like, were trying to use a way to articulate like the feeling, and they just use like the closest example,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like really watered down the definition, where people do use it to describe a creepy hallway, but it's not what it's supposed to be. Like, it's more supposed to be like, oh hey, bombs went off, and I just went to the 7-Eleven, your Sam's Club that's normally packed with people, and it's empty, and I like my voice echoes in here when I talk, and it's creepy as hell.
Yeah, and that could be. It might have been like just from whenever I first heard it to like what you said, plus a combination of like Jared saying like it could be a combination, and that like maybe I was just talking to some like fucktard that like didn't know what they were talking about, and I was like, oh, I hate that. And
Well.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I could also be a fucktard that doesn't know what he's talking about. Who knows? But anyway, it's a massive corridor. In fact, like I'm in some kind of building underground. It seems to go on forever. This corridor is mostly dark, with emergency lights every 10 feet or so. I assume we're now underground because this corridor extends far beyond the walls of the building we entered. I realize that someone might not appreciate finding us here. Let's tiptoe quietly, because if we walk quickly, we're gonna make footsteps, and that will alert people to us.
Yeah. Also, we got a bum leg, and Macho Man's injured.
Yeah.
Tiptoeing in my Jordans. All right.
Yeah. See, yeah, that's what. That's pretty creepy, son. I feel like a ghost. Like I truly have no business being. Dennis leans on me for support. Moves slowly, breathing not making a sound.
Leans head on shoulder. Oh, I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, Dennis leans his head on my shoulder. I cradled it to my neck gently. If anyone is in here, I want to make sure they don't hear us. We tiptoe forward as softly as we can. As I carry Dennis to the far end of this otherwise featureless place, I see a flight of concrete stairs leading down. I have to set Dennis down on the floor. His weight is killing me. Dennis, are you okay? Stop worrying about, man. He says, I'll be okay. I just need a minute to rest. But looking at him, not so sure. I can still hear the ring noise every so often, coming from somewhere in here. I look ahead at the concrete stairs, pointing towards them so that Dennis sees them. Can you make it down those stairs? I ask. He stands up slowly, visibly making an effort to not fall back down. Yeah, he says, and sounds a little irritated. He starts for the stairs without me, and I have no choice but to follow. We approach the stairs, and by just looking at them, I can sense that we're crossing some sort of line here. There may very well be no going back.
Dum dum dum
Dum.
dum.
We're gonna get buried!
We're gonna get buried, and then I'm gonna be interactive.
Oh, now we're in that SPC game where you just go up flights of stairs forever.
And then you call me a hamster, cause I'm buried in your rectum. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I love felching. As I head down the stairs, I notice that they look aged. That damn ringing noise is somewhere below. It's fucking loud. I feel like I'm walking down into the cellar of a haunted house. The light becoming scarce. Hey everybody, it's Scarce here. As the stairs take a slight turn.
What?
Don't you remember Scarce, the YouTuber?
No! Of course
Yeah,
not.
he was like, he would open his videos with like, hey everybody, Scarce here, and then he had his reveal. So for context, he was one of those commentary gamers like Leafy, where he would like have gameplay and then he would just like report on the news, right?
Okay.
Then he had a face reveal, and it was so funny because it was like a cell phone on a tree, like a big wide tree, and then it's just there, right? And then out of nowhere, he comes out in a red flannel and just goes, hey everybody, Scarce here, and it's like, what? It's so awkward.
I love that.
I can feel the temperature drop. Dennis makes it a few steps down before he's leaning on the wall. He's breathing like he just finished a marathon. Pause to give him a break. Yeah, obviously pause to give him a break. Idiot.
Oh, it's me, sorry. I got lost in the sauce there for a second.
We just look over and Dara's just like, duh.
Yeah, he's staring
I think-
blankly at the screen.
That's pretty accurate.
Why isn't this audio book working anymore?
Someone
It was
turn your
very
audio
soothing.
back on.
It was very soothing.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
Honestly, the background like music ambiance is very like white noise-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could fall asleep to this.
Oh yeah, for
Sick.
sure. Scroll up for me so that I can continue or start reading. Let's take a break, I say, putting my hand towards his shoulder to help steady him. Dennis lets out a sigh. Thanks. I don't feel too great, boss. As we both squat down on a stair, my mind seems to lock in on the unknown fate of the rest of my crew. Frank is married, and I've met his wife a few times. A nice woman with a huge laugh, if you know what I mean. My heart... my heart sags a bit when I realize I might never get to hear him belting out classic rock tunes during lunch break. Joe, well, I don't know too much about him. He's 22 years old and is considering community college. His folks are deadbeats, so he's been providing for himself since the age of 16 or so. Maybe I could still find them, and still get to hear Frank singing in his deep baritone voice after a few too many drinks. After a few moments, Dennis says, "All right, let's keep going." We both stand up, leaning on each other. I have to make Dennis stay behind me as I stick my foot out in search of the next step. I can't help feeling like a child as a very powerful fear seizes me. I'm expecting a monster to reach out of the darkness, slicing into my throat. After what feels like forever, we've come to the bottom of the stairs. We're closer to that ring noise now. The door sits securely in the wall and looks just as out of place down here as I feel. A sliver of light seeps through, illuminating the area. The door is what looks like a panel with lots of labels and lights. Small embossed print above the panel says Level 01 Entrance Gate Transport Sector, and there's a button with no label. And on the next episode of SuperCo-opBros, we will make that, well, I will make that decision.
Oh god, he's gonna kill us all. Someone help!
Yeah. No! That's it. It's over.